Victor Osimhen, Erling Haaland. These are usual and customary names when you talk about goal-scoring accounts in Europe. But then there's a new name on everybody's lip, and that is none other than Gift Orban, of course, grabbing the headlines again against Istanbul Basaksehir in the UEFA Europa Conference League. We talk about him and also Barcelona and also the big El Clásico to look forward to this weekend. And of course, this is the Nutmeg on Guardian TV. My name is Ayomide Sotubo. Yeah, so in-house researcher Itunu Azeez joins me for this episode. And yes, Gift Orban is the name on everybody's lips. I mean, the young man, young Nigerian, 20-year-old, got a goal, 3 goals in 3 minutes against Istanbul Basaksehir in the first half of their second leg encounter. And also he got 4 goals, they call it a haul. He got 4 goals in the second half against Zulte Waregem in the Belgian Pro League over the weekend. And this young man is joined only from a Norwegian side, Stabæk. He joined in January. He was the highest goal scorer there too. And is even being talked about as one of the potential young players that could be called up ahead of the double header against Guinea-Bissau next week. And so, particularly, I want us to look at what could be the best career decision for Gift Orban. So, what do you think is the best for him as a young man that is breaking ground now?
Now, he's still very young. And moving to the Premier League, just a season in the Belgian League, to me personally this time around, will be too swift. When we look at precedents, especially African players, who we assume that one season wonder, and they just shipped to the Premier League, which is every player's dream anyway, they flopped. So if I were...
Gift Orban.
Gift Orban.
I mean, he's talked about moving to the Premier League also.
I'll stay 2 seasons in the Belgian League.
2 seasons, not even 1?
2 seasons in the Belgian League.
Okay.
To establish myself.
You do realize that there's this theory that when you don't make the big move, it may never come again.
If you're a good player, it will always come again.
But then let's move to Victor Osimhen. I mean, another young man that's striving right now in football, of course, getting a double against Eintracht Frankfurt to help Napoli fire past them and into the quarterfinals for the first time in their history. And this is a stage he's not played in. He's going to be the talisman for Napoli alongside Kivichka Varshelia anyway. Yeah. But the big question about Osimhen is that going into this stage of his career, do you think he's reached that level? I mean, getting 23 goals already this season, 19 in the Serie A, by the way, scoring his 50th and 51st goal in his 90th appearance for Napoli. Do you think he's got to the level where he can do it in the latter stages of the Champions League?
Yes, Victor Osimhen has risen to that level. I mean, if you look at Napoli for the past 33 years after Diego Maradona, Armando Maradona did his magic to gift them the Scudetto in Italian Serie A. I think there have not been any other striker that is much talked about like Victor Osimhen. Cavani played there, but he didn't get to this height. So I think if there is any time Napoli will do another wonder, a Leicester perhaps in the Champions League.
Yeah, just like Osimhen has likened, you know.
Osimhen is good to go, and this is the right time. But for me, I still assume that Napoli is still, I will refer to them as the underdogs until...
Maybe the dark horses.
The dark horses, yes, the dark horses. Until perhaps they get to maybe the later stages of the Champions League. Then I can now start saying, yes, the Champions League is there for
Okay, let me do an early prediction just before I let you go.
Okay.
If they face Madrid, is that the end of the road?
It's dicey.
Dicey.
It's dicey. If you ask me if that's the end of the road, it's certain the Nigerian side of me wants my brother to progress. But in the Champions League, there is no brother. So it will be the end of the road for them.
All right.
It will be the end of the road for them. This is Madrid.
Yes, B2K joins us on the Nutmeg together. The Spanish courts have agreed to investigate allegations of continuous sporting corruption against Barcelona, who have been found to have allegedly made payments to former vice president of the refereeing committee of the Laliga, Jose Maria Enriquez Ingregia, in exchange for information about match officials and their potential opponents. Let me ask you, B2K, why does it seem like Barcelona are always not far away from controversy?
I think basically it is with the internal management of the club, and that's it. You know, they always have leadership problems. issues all the time. So I think that's where the problem lies.
Okay, but then looking at what they could potentially face as a measure of punishment for these latest allegations, should they be found guilty? What kind of measure or punishment are we looking at for Barcelona? And of course, how does it affect matters on the pitch for them? I mean, a referee scandal like this one's a matter of the pitch.
Basically, I think we can look at it from two levels. The first level is from the sporting level and from the criminal level. From the sporting level, European football, Spanish football, and the world of football generally, there is a statute of limitation which limits you going to court on any matter once it is 5 years. And if we look at this matter very well, it's 5 years already. So we are not sure the court would, entertain the matter. And I think the president of La Liga, Javier Tebas, said this in an interview as well. For the criminal level, if those involved and those the accused and those that would subsequently be discovered to have been involved are found guilty, they may likely face up to 4 to 5 years imprisonment, according to the law over there.
Switch focus now more to matters on the pitch, because this weekend it's the big El Clásico making a return. Already we've seen 3 this season, Barcelona winning 2 and Real Madrid winning 1 of those 3 games that has already been played. And of course there's still another in the month of May, I believe. Yes, there's still another. This is going to be the 4th El Clásico, and Barcelona have won 2 already. So what are your predictions for this game going into the weekend?
So hence, it looks like Barcelona these days are, no longer afraid of Real Madrid like they used to be in the past 3-4 years. So they have their confidence, they are sitting confidently. At the same time, Real Madrid on the other side wants to show that no, Barcelona cannot boss us around. And I think boss Carlo Ancelotti has, a lot of things to prove. He won the game against Liverpool. He's qualified for Champions League.
Yeah.
They'll be doing well in domestic league as well. So I think they have a point to prove as well. And that's it. So for me, I feel Real Madrid is going to come up. So, yeah.
So Madrid wins for you, right?
For me, Madrid wins.
I was not expecting anything different. As a Madrid fan, by the way, and this is where we have to let you go. Thank you for joining us, B2K, on the Nutmeg.
All right.